minutes of being in West Nile, and that will be at Green Light Ababet Stadium. You're welcome.
Yeah, the biggest thing behind the FIFA Big League today is all about can Onduparaka continue with the home dominance, because they are still unbeaten when it comes to playing home games in FIFA Big League. And also StarTimes Uganda Premier League took place yesterday night, and Vipers of course could not utilize that opportunity where we saw Bull dropping points earlier on, as they also played out a draw with the team of Maroons. And the biggest talking point we have in the region of East Africa is all about our own scores from Uganda continuing to dominate regional games. And St. Mary's Chitende yesterday we are crowned as the champions of Sekafa Pan-African ongoing school championship, and Kawembe Muslims, they are also the champions on the side of ladies football. Not only that one, yesterday we had the European night, UEFA Champions League returns, and the business is already done. Newcastle following the footsteps of Manchester United. We will be talking about that one. And tonight also the UEFA Europa League together with the Europa Conference is also coming back. The good thing for English teams, they are all done with the business. West Ham, their hammers, they already through. Aston Villa through. You talk about the Cups, that's Liverpool, they have also done the business. And the talking point behind the transfer is all about Manchester United being linked with a move to sign Potter. Potter is not a player, but is a head coach of, not a head coach currently for a club. He was sacked by the team of Chelsea. Plus the other stories, what you only do is stay next to your screen, and the channel you'll have to follow is that one of West Nile Television 0073. We are on Zuku satellite, and you can also find us in our social media handles. Facebook, we are there. You can also stream us live in our YouTube page, not forgetting about the Twitter. So let's kickstart the discussion with the FIFA Big League, and we start with what is going to happen this evening, or is this afternoon, in the region of West Nile. I'm talking about the game between Onduparaka Football Club and the team of Mbale Heroes. Mbale Heroes, they are one of the teams that are currently performing very well ever since the kickstart of the new season of FIFA Big League. Meanwhile, you talk about the team of Onduparaka Football Club, they are also doing very well. Why am I saying so? Because they are still continuing with the home dominance, and they are still unbeaten when it comes to playing home games. But if you talk about away games, very difficult for them to sneak with a point. But the biggest talking point behind that game is all about, can they be able to continue with that brilliant home dominance?
Onduparaka Football Club, you said is doing very well when it comes to home games. And then also looking at Mbale Heroes, I think recently Mbale Heroes also maintained an unbeaten run at home, apart from where police actually beat them 4-1 that time around in their home. And during that game, I remember one else is very well where I had actually gone in for Mbale Heroes beating there is police, but then we saw police going down to beat there is Mbale Heroes. I think that's the only game that they have lost home in the run of Bet Power Big League this time around. And Mbale Heroes comes home after Onduparaka recently went to there is Masindi to play Boma and lost. That is one game where we saw Onduparaka having a lot of vibe, and we thought probably maybe this could be where they were going to pick in their very first away win. But then, as I would say, history repeats itself, we also equally saw them lose out. So Onduparaka's misery of never winning away continues. I don't know if they're going to do this for the rest of the half season. We'll watch what happens after the return of the league in January, because probably I think now after playing Boma, Onduparaka will be left with playing away to Calvary. They'll be left with probably just 2 games after Mbale Heroes playing home. On Sunday, Onduparaka will be going to Calvary to play Midigo. Calvary, that will be away, and then they will finish half round with playing Police at home. So basically, they're left with 2 games to close. There is the first round. So I don't know if they feel good finishing first round without collecting any away. Narrowing down to the game that they have today at 4 p.m. A few minutes, I would say, there is a kick-off time, which is 4. It's already 2. So Onduparaka playing home this time around, Benson, I don't see Onduparaka winning this game. It could be the first time that actually they will be beaten home, because since the season started, we've never seen them losing any game at home. And with coming back from Masindi, picking in a loss in Masindi and then coming back, the vibe is not there actually. It's only that today, simply because we follow these games, I didn't even know there was a game. But I had cross-checked Onduparaka's last 5 games that were remaining. I knew, actually last 4, I knew it was Boma. After Boma, it would be Mbale Heroes, then Calvary, then Police. I just woke up today and someone reminded me. So basically, the vibe is not there. And boys are tired.
Yeah, you look at
there is fatigue.
You look at the team of Mbale Heroes, they also have got that fear factor. They are coming to a team that has never lost a home game, and that peak mentality is also there. They will have to be very, very careful ahead of this encounter, because Onduparaka, they lost the other game. They will have to make sure that this is the home game, whereby they are playing in front of their fans. The vibe will be there, at least something like a draw. That's something they will have to fight for. And also you look at the table standing right now, briefly highlighting the top 4. On top is Police FC, being followed keenly by the team of Lugazi. The team of Blacks Power is at number 3, and the top 4 is completed by the team Onduparaka will face tonight. I am talking about Mbale Heroes. On the other side, the team that is sitting third, Blacks Power, is taking on the team of Tsinda Boys. They are traveling away. Meanwhile, Mbale Heroes will take on Onduparaka. Just we are repeating, in case Blacks Power slips some points into the hands of the away team Tsinda Boys, maybe Mbale Heroes, maybe beats Onduparaka. We will see the team of Mbale Heroes climbing back to that 3rd position. So Onduparaka up against the Mbale Heroes is actually the game. That's not the only game to be played today. Always in match day 13, always 12. We have got other games to be played. Tsinda Boys, like just have said, is welcoming the team of Blacks Power as Mbale Heroes travels away to Onduparaka. Calvary is taking a trip away to the team of Kataka, also from Mbale. And there is a game between Tige's Homeboys as they are welcoming Police, and Boma will take a trip away to Young Elephant. And the last game to be played today is actually a fixture between Zinzanof United and the team of Ndeze University. And then on Friday, that's tomorrow, a game to be played between Karo Karunzi and Lugazi. Suzy, another talking point is the game between the team of Calvary, also Western Nile-based side that is particularly based in Yumbe. They are taking a trip away to Kataka. All of us know about Kataka. Once they are at home, it is always something very difficult for the away team's visitors to see that even a mere point they come back in the bag. But Calvary, the last 2 games they have played, the first one was a drop against Mbale Heroes, and then recently was a win over the team of Chetume. Are you seeing them picking the win against Kataka?
Calvary is one side that is inconsistent. We all know that. Today they are winning. The following game they are losing out and all that and all that. And then trust me, Calvary does not do well when they are away. I don't know if it is a curse on West Nile teams that are representing in Pet Power Big League. Once they are away, you don't actually expect anything unless otherwise a miracle goes in there and happens. That's when you actually get to see the teams picking either 1 point or coming back with probably all the 3 points. So it's actually always very hard for the 2 teams that are representing in a Pet Power Big League. In West Nile, there is a Calvary and Onduparaka. So basically, I don't see Calvary going in there to pick all the 3 points at Kataka. And one thing is that Benson, once teams visit Kataka, they go in with fear. Because you all know Kataka has bad histories of beating up people. Recently, the people that suffered were, I think, Mbale Heroes. After last season, Jumani suffering also terribly. Although Jumani just suffered like that, and nothing was done and all that, because there are no substantial evidences to show that other people that actually beat up Jumani fans are Kataka fans. So basically, the teams that travel to Kataka always travel with a fear factor, knowing that when you go there and pick a win, you will be beaten. Fans are rioting up against you, and Kataka fans always riot. You don't see any slight fear in them. There is Kataka fans. So basically, one, I know Calvary is traveling there with the fear factor over that. If we win this game, okay, yeah, they won't be wanting to go in there to win. Every other team goes into a game to win, unless otherwise, when results start turning here and there, or when your opponent proves to be too hard. But then trust me, teams always go into to any game to win. But there is one big thing that derails other opponents from going to Kataka and picking a win one. They've made their pitch, or they've made their home club as a death trap. You win them, you're beaten. I mean, beaten. Okay, chaos is erupted and all that and all that. So basically, whichever team goes there, unless you're beating Kataka when they come to your place, just like Ondupara did. But once a team is going there, there is that fear that there is that fear factor.
I think that thing is happen with every team. Every team that is playing at home, whether it be in Star Times Uganda Premier League, whether it be in FIFA Big League.
There is playing at home and you are maintaining your unbeaten record. But there is playing at home, and when you're beaten, fans riot against the other team, and Bedo team was in a fans kit or with players. You get what happened like to Germany is what I mean. But a club's maintaining the unbeaten record, yes, that is there almost with every other club.
I think it has only been the fans of Kataka beating the fans, the players of away teams, but the rest of the teams, they can bull them.
I'm saying, that is why I'm saying, teams that get to travel to Kataka go with fear. Exactly, they always go there with fear of being beaten. So basically, I know there is also that fear factor that Calvary is traveling with. And then secondly, Calvary is very slippery. I don't even see them win that game.
Another fix I want us to highlight about is the game between the team of Zinzanov United and Young Elephant. It's actually a relegation battle, red carpet battle, because they are all sitting in the relegation zone. Zinzanov United is actually at number 13 with 8 points, and also the team of Young Elephant sitting at 14th position, second last, having the same number of points with the team of Zinzanov United. A win for the either side will still keep them in the same position, but the way you are seeing the tension, where will it go?
Ginger North and the Young Elephants, I don't see the side of there is the CEO of Young Elephants is called Dan Ola, and then the coach is called Jemba, or called Ola. So the team is basically headed by Olas. I spoke to Dan yesterday, and he told me they're very prepared. They're looking to picking a win. Of course, that is the talking point of every other person that hates the team. They go in for a win. Unless otherwise the magic starts happening in the game of play. I don't see Young Elephants, by the way, proceeding very far. We all know the circumstances under which they qualified to go to Bet Power Big League. We all know what happened. And to me, I think Young Elephants literally wasn't prepared to take part in this big league. They just found themselves there. I think, to me, they went in like as if they're going in for trials and all that, sorry to say. But we are not seeing them perform. They are in the relegation zone. And I don't see Young Elephants, by the way, surviving this season into there is a big league. They have come as visitors, and I really see them going back.
I also agree with you, because the way they are performing right now is very, very alarming. So there are two games we may talk about, and in case Police gets to be beaten, that's when we will see the team of Lugazi changing the table. They may go on top of the log, and Police actually they are playing today. Meanwhile, the team of Lugazi is playing tomorrow. The team of Police is actually having a game up against Sigez Homeboys. In case they are beaten and maybe Lugazi wins, that means Lugazi will go on top of the law, because the points gap is only 2, Police having 26 and the Lugazi having 24. But you look at the weight of these two games, Lugazi traveling away to Karo Karunzi. Meanwhile, the team of Police is having a date with the team of Chigezi Homeboys. Will you still be seeing the table remaining as it is?
Chigezi Homeboys cannot pick a win against Police, unless otherwise they share points. Police, yeah, they've lost points in between here. They started the season with 1-0. You'd really see that the Police has come in this league to push through to the biggest style of football in Uganda. There is a Star Times Uganda Premier League. But then somehow fixtures also didn't work. All plans didn't match theirs. They thought maybe they were going to maintain an unbeaten run. Every other team was going to be a walkover for them here and then, all that. But then they were surprised by a few teams that actually stood up and beat them. So Police lost out a few points somehow. in between, they were already opening the gap difference between them and the person that actually took in position number 2. But then that has also lost meaning. Somehow we thought maybe the table had already taken shape and the police had survived building in a very wide point gap and all that. But then losing out a few points somewhere also, we saw the teams that are below them also bridging in the gap that they had opened in. So basically, police, I think, will not be joking with the 3 points that they will be going in for.
Yeah, before actually we pick our bike and we ride to look at the other stories happening within the country, we need to highlight the viewers with the table standing such that they can be able to know the fate of every team. On top is Police with 26, followed by Lugazi with 24. Third on the log is Blacks Power with 20 points, and the team that completes the top 4 is actually Mbale Heroes with 20. I know the fans of Onduparaka will also want to know where the team is currently sitting. Onduparaka is at the number 7 with 15 points, and you look at the relegation zone, Calvary is one of the teams sleeping in the relegation zone. They are at number 12 with something of around 13 points. At number 13 is Zinzanov United having 8 points. Second last team is the team of Young Elephants, same number of points with Zinzanov United, and the rock bottom team is Ndeze University with only 7 points. And let's talk about StarTimes Uganda Premier League. Match day 11 came to conclusion yesterday night, and we had 2 games on the card. There was a game between Sports Club Villa Jogos. They were actual at Mutesa 2 Stadium. They did take on Gaddafi. They won their game by 1-0. And also we had a game between Maroons and the team of Vipers, where of course they had to share the spoil after the normal time ending a 1-1 draw. By the way, if Vipers had won the game, it was going to take them on top of the log ahead of the team of Bull. The players coming from the stakeholders, the players, you talk about the fans of Bull, did work on the side of Maroons as they salvaged a point. And I want us to start with the win. Sports Club Villa actually picked against the team of Gaddafi. Sports Club Villa, I can remember we gave lengthy analysis before the encounter. Recently, they did beat the team of Express by 2-1. Gaddafi, of course, we are winners over the team of UPDF before this game, but they lost it yesterday by a slim goal line, just 1-0. And Villa is one team of late. They are winning for fun. The worst for them is a draw. Does it mean that this is their season? Because last season we saw the pot breaking at the door. Will the same thing be happening?
Villa, I think Villa learned in from the mistakes of last season, where at some point we thought maybe they would be overall champions of there is StarTimes Uganda Premier League, but somehow mathematics didn't work on their side, and we saw Vipers coming through to pick the trophy from them, just like how Manchester City collected it from Arsenal. There is last season. If you look at Villa, I would say they're not yet okay. They could be at their best as such. But we've all seen how they are winning. It's either by 1 goal or it's either by a 2-1 and all that. So basically the win always comes in a narrow way. The win is not, it's not in a very wide goal difference, a very wide points gap and all that. So basically I would say Villa is, yeah, they are doing well. But then if they could be beating, you said they're beating people for fun. To me, beating people for fun starts from 3-0, maybe 4-1 and all that. They're scoring, and that's when I can agree that a club is beating people for fun. But then you're winning Chandiru 2-1, it's 1-0.
This is Africa, so, where you don't expect so much goal margin.
At the end of the day, it's all the 3 points that matter. I think like what I said yesterday, I want to go back to my words where I said Villa lack a creative striker. Villa's striking line still needs to be worked on because you don't see a creative striker who can get the ball or under someone who is under a tense environment, a tense game, can think of how to turn in goals. I mean the passes into goals. I don't see that kind of player with Villa. That's why we basically see them winning in their games 1-0, 2-1, and all that. It comes in it doesn't, the win does not come in smoothly. So Villa, I think in their January transfers, their goalkeeping department is okay, their midfield is okay, even their wings are doing very well to me. That is according to me. In January transfers, they should be looking at getting powerful strikers that will propel them to, of course, the winning ways and winning smoothly.
Yeah, very soon the January transfer window is reopened. We are only some few weeks away for it to restart. They're under the stewardship of Stojanovic, a Serbian. Away from that, the game which actually caught attention of so many fans was actually the draw the team of Venoms had with the team of Maroons. It ended in a 1-1 tie. They could not go on top of the log, that's Vipers. That means Ball, they are still the log leaders. What next for Vipers?
That is exactly what I expected. I remember yesterday one of Soccer Bandit said Vipers was going to beat Maroons at home. But I think we went with you for Maroons winning. And I was with the stand that Maroons does not lose at home. Just like Luzira is, by the way, like a death trap, like a Kacheka. You don't, like Kataka, you don't go to these places and you will be able to go away with all the 3 points, unless otherwise they will give you 1 point and remain with 1 point. So the Marines played out their heart, and it's actually quite a very good one, tying Vipers to a 1-1 draw. If any team comes to tie Vipers to a draw, trust me, it's a very good one, because winning them these days is quite a very hard one. So I should say Vipers remaining at their position and Bull remaining up there possibly is a very good one, meaning the remaining games the Bull has to work very hard, because we are seeing them also losing focus. They're not winning in like they started. I don't know, whatever it is there is happening at the camp of Abe Chikomeko. He has relaxed. That is, to me, he has relaxed a little bit. And you know, when your head relaxes, of course, that comes down to affect the players. They are the last bit that the club counts on. So basically, when the coach relaxes, trust me, the players also relax, because the pressure you mount on them ceases to actually hold water. So to me, Bull has relaxed somehow. I don't know where, but they will need to pull up their socks if they want to remain up on the table.
Yeah, you look at the team of Maroons. Amaku Fred continues to be the pillar behind the goals for the team of Maroons, as he was the one who got that 1 goal for the team of Maroons. And briefly highlighting you with the summary of the games that went in match day 11. Yesterday, like we have just been discussing, 2 games we have played. I don't want to repeat myself, mention the results again. We go to the results of the other games that have already taken place. KCA did the wall of Soltino Bright Stars by 3-0, and on the same day, we saw the team of Chitara edging Express by 1-0, and UPDF had to share the spoil with Mbara City, and it ended 1-1. And Wakiso Giant thrashed Busoga by 3-0, 1-1 tie between Bull FC and the team of NEC. And match day 11 was actually started by the game between URA and the team of Arua Hill Sports Club, where we saw Arua Hill swallowing 4 goals and answering only 1. That means it ended by 4-1. And also you look at the table standing, Bull still leading the table with something of 26. Second is Vipers with 24. Third on the log is Sitara. Next comes to 4th position with something of around 20 points. And the team that completes the top 5 is the team of Sports Club Villa with something of around 19 points. Down in the relegation zone, KC has already left the red carpet. They are now off the relegation zone. Meanwhile, Wakiso Giants replaced them together with teams like UPDF, not forgetting about Arua Hill, the Congolos, that are the rock bottom team with only 5 points. Let's leave that one there. We go to a regional story. The regional story we are talking about is not the West Nile region, but we are talking about East Africa at large. Games continue to happen. We are talking about the games, the Sekafa Regional Schools Championship, whereby we had 2 schools from Uganda, and these were St. Mary's Titende representing the boys, and we also had Kawembe Muslims as usual, because this is the school known for performing very well when it comes to ladies football, and the journey they had brilliantly in the regional tournament has propelled them to the Pan-African Football School Championship, where it's going to take place is yet to be communicated. And as soon as you take a look at how it went, these countries we are grouped into 2. In Group A, In fact, we are grouped into two. Girls in one group and boys in one group. And in the group of girls, we had Uganda that finished top with 10 points, followed keenly by Kenya with 9. Tanzania comes to third position with 7 points, and we had Rwanda and Burundi that all had 1 point apiece. Then from the side of boys category, Uganda, that was represented by St. Mary Sitende, went unbeaten, maintaining a 100% record, winning all the games, 12 points, followed by Tanzania, Kenya, we had Burundi, Rwanda, and lastly Somalia, that only had 2 points. Each and every time we are sending a school to represent our country, you will always see brilliance, you will always see that flourishing coming on their side, and we have dominated everything. Credits must go to Kawembe Muslims and St. Mary's Sitende.
Those schools are basically, when they always go to represent, or they go in with no doubt, even us that remain behind, you basically accept that they are going to represent and they will represent very well. When it comes to schools, Benson, I don't have a doubt. We always are disappointed by these ones that apply for the national team, be it girls, be it boys. Apart from recently, our under 18 surprising us by winning in the Gong for us, CAF under 18, being champions. But the rest of the championships where we've always taken part, we lost all of them in finals after having in a very good run from group stages to the quarters to the semis and then finals. Is where the pot gets to break at the door. So basically, when it always comes to the schools, trust me, they always do well. Even one school that has always done us proud was recently schools that had gone to represent in Morocco. We followed them, we kept giving in the updates, and they were doing us very well. So basically, when it comes to schools, trust me, they're always a plus.
Yeah, they are doing very well. We are yet going for a break, but we will be back shortly.